I can find no reason not to take some maybe it's perverse glee, but some glee in this. All you phonies wringing your hands and saying we must be welcoming and inclusive. Okay, here they are. Welcome them to your town.
May 10th of 2019, St. Paul adds new sister city, Mogadishu. That's what it was.
Well, that ain't the
I know,
border crisis.
but that's what
Right.
I remember you talking about it.
I mean, what Mogadishu?
Yeah, we're a sister city.
Somalia.
That's in Somalia.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, why did we? What's
Because
the
we're
reason?
caring, sensitive, and inclusive.
Aren't we also the sister city to what's the Japanese?
There's a town in Japan. Yeah,
Is it?
I don't know. It doesn't make any difference.
No,
That's
didn't
not
we
what I'm
respond?
talking about.
Didn't
I'm
we?
talking about the border here in Texas.
Gotcha.
How you're referring to these lefties wringing their hands over this? Didn't we see kind of the same thing with the neighbors around Powderhorn Park when the homeless moved in there? Remember all the crime and
yes.
the raping and the drugs,
Yes.
and all these libs were at odds with themselves because they liked the fact that they were accommodating the homeless, but the homeless were drug-addled lunatics that were wreaking havoc and crime in their
And
neighborhoods.
I recall now specifically, it caused them much consternation to actually have to call the police.
Right,
They just
right,
that terrified them. Oh my
right.
God! we have to
And in a
deal with
lot
the
of
police.
cases, they didn't.
Yeah.
They just dealt
Well,
with the crime.
Let me play devil's advocate, as I often do.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Does that mean all those immigrants are criminals and rapists and murderers, which we've heard before? I won't say who said it, but we all know.
Well,
No,
I'm
I
not
wasn't
sure
making-
you're referring to me, John.
I wasn't
No,
making
no,
that.
no.
You're
I'm
referring to
referring.
Kenny.
Yeah,
No,
to what Kenny just said. And then I'm referring to a certain ex-president who said,
Joe,
Mexicans who come
John,
here,
John,
you know.
John.
Yes,
sir.
you're
John.
way
John,
I
overreacting
think
here.
we're going to have another debate.
I wasn't making reference to the people themselves so
Yes.
much as I was the residents. That's the point I was trying to make, and that was the point that Joe was trying to make.
I understand, but the people who are coming in would be two
I
different.
see you're not listening. You're not paying attention to what
two different.
the theme
It's not.
was there.
It's Joe likes to say it's not analogous.
The people coming in are homeless
Mhm.
by definition. They need medical care and they need food and they need clothing
True.
and I
Yes.
think what Abbott and DeSantis they're calling the bluff of the elite, saying,
Yeah,
"Fine, you've really wanted this to happen. Well, here,
And John, I
Help
think
them.
it's 100% analogous. This is the same kind of voter, same kind of citizen.
So okay, so it's analogous because of the people who are accepting them, but not the people who are coming in, is what you're saying.
Yeah, never mind the people coming in, you
I
know,
gotcha.
whether they're
Okay.
homeless in St. Paul or if they're crossing the border illegally. The point is, these lefties, the hand wringers, are getting their just dessert.
Nagasaki.
again, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about." But thank
No,
you
a
for
little
clarifying.
A little bit behind, but
Yeah,
it's
thank
fact
you for
based.
clarifying.
Could you find some more sister cities for us, Rook?
No,
I'm
don't.
looking up right now.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear
Minneapolis.
about it.
Would you like some audio from the vice president?
Yes.
It
If it's regarding this,
Well, it was. I had it saved for today's show. It was talking about electric vehicles since that was part of the theme yesterday.
no, that to introduce electric vehicles now is rather absurd, isn't it? Considering we're talking about the crisis at the border.
I thought we were talking about Nagasaki.
This is about
I have something coming up where that might be appropriate.
Oh.
Oh, appropriate. Hmm.
You don't tell me.
Where does the vice president live? I think it's a naval.
Yeah, it's
Is it the Naval Observatory?
yes.
It's a neat place. Yeah, it's the Naval Observatory.
Yeah.
I would rather be the vice president just to live in that house.
Because you're away from all that
I just like the
all
house.
the bums outside
no, I
the
like
White
the
House.
house.
How do you know? What's in
I've
the house?
seen pictures of it.
Okay.
I like it.
Xander with an X is primarily used by the Dutch, while Xander with a Z is more typically American.
Now, see, I can use that now tonight.
Mhm.
And the Dutch are very famous for.
The shoes, the pointed shoes.
You also have Washington,
drugs.
D.C. city council people complaining about the arrival of illegals, even though they too confirmed their position as we are a sanctuary city. And I think these governors are are pushing back. They're saying,
Yeah.
fine, you're a sanctuary city. Please help these people. Our small Texas towns on the border are overwhelmed.
Got it.
We don't have the money to provide the medical care, the food, the housing, the clothing. Why don't you step forward, you big talkers? You're opening your mouth all the time saying we must do this. We must be welcoming and inclusive. Fine, then be welcoming and inclusive.